think we're live. We'll have to check. There's a little bit of a delay. Yes, we are. Okay. Thank you, everyone who came to watch us. I know people are kind of just coming over from the premiere. But thank you so much for joining. We really appreciated seeing all of your comments. And we had a lot of fun watching it together. Not all of us had seen it at the same time. So it was really nice to actually see all of our videos and the final piece of work from what we've been doing for the past couple months. So thank you guys for celebrating that with us. I would ask that as you come over, and I'll probably repeat this a couple times for whoever comes in, please ask some questions in the chat. We're here just to do some Q&A. If you guys have any questions for us, please feel free to ask them, and we would be happy to answer and discuss and talk about anything art or anything about the pieces that you guys just saw from us. Just to start us off, while people are still kind of joining, I will ask you guys, and we'll try not to have echoes with our mics, but I know that can be an issue. So sorry, everyone, if we do get some echoing. But how do you guys feel now that you're done with your pieces from our final 2020 show?
I don't know what I'm gonna do next, like art-wise, actually, because I've been working on this basically every single night for the past few weeks. I kept wanting to add stuff, but now that the show's kind of over, yeah, I don't know what I think I'll do next, for sure.
Yeah, it's nice to relax a little bit, but I think I'm going to be looking for something else to start working on soon. Maybe one of my other half-finished projects that I have stowed away somewhere.
That's exactly what I did after our last one. You just get the bug afterwards.
Yeah, as much as it's like exciting to have it be over, there's that like, oh, now what? But I'm excited to say that my little Critter Mingle series is only just beginning. So you can actually follow it on Instagram, Critter Mingle. So original. There's nothing posted. There will not be anything posted until February 2021, but you can get a jump start because a lot more creatures are coming. So you can help me stay motivated to get even more done. And if you have any suggestions, I'm open to it too.
Awesome job on that, Natalie, by the way. That was a great start to a much larger program that I know you have in mind. So congrats for getting started.
I was cracking up. It was so good.
Thank you. It was so fun.
God.
Oh, Megan Leggett is asking, Natalie, what was the inspiration for your Critter Mingle idea? And I desperately have to know.
So I hit this like little rabbit hole and it just sort of like piled and piled and piled on from there. So I started taking Lauren Hahn's Passion to Paid project, and I wanted a passion project. And so when you take her class, you get all of these ideas and you have like this big giant paper that you're just writing things down. And she told us in our class to like pick things that you love. And I love dad jokes. I love puns. I love animals. I have a list on my phone of all the animals that I've ever pet and touched, and it is still growing. And I hold that very dear and true to my heart. And so one of my all-time dreams too is like be able to design stuff for zoos. And so I just started like combining all of these ideas with animals and puns and stuff like that. And then I follow Subpar Parks on Instagram. And if you have never seen or heard of that, highly, highly recommend for a good laugh. Her name is Amber, and she illustrates 1-star ratings of national parks and then writes the comment on the illustration. And it got me laughing so hard. And then it just, again, like I said, this rabbit hole effect of animals and puns. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I could make something funny for animals because they want to find love too. And so why not make a profile picture of a pickup line that's punny, that could be sexual innuendos, that just like all this stuff just sort of layered. And so Critter Mingle was born. That's how it happened. And it's still happening. I have a whole Excel doc of like 50 animals I'm planning to illustrate to have accumulated for February, since it's Valentine's Day, for all of these animals to start looking for love.
There you go, Megan. Look forward to more. Lots more.
Lots more.
Oh yeah, where is the chat for this one? I'm not seeing anyone.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's back on our YouTube.
Yes. If you guys go to our show, there's a link in the description if you want to follow along there.
Wow.
If you guys go to our show, there's a link. You'll have to mute though. Follow along there.
Wow.
If you guys go.
Blooper reel.
So how about the rest of you guys? How do you feel after finishing this show, and I guess what's left with you after all of this?
Well, it was really nice to join in and kind of have a structure again, because I really haven't had that since college, and this kind of forced me to be creative and have a deadline and get it done with a solid idea, and I really just had a lot of fun with it.
Awesome. We had a lot of fun having you, Jessica. Well,
thank you.
Jessica is our first timer this time. For you guys who may not have noticed, the Mucho. How do you say his name? Alphonse Mucho.
I think it's Alphonse Mucho. Yeah.
Yes,
think.
the cats. That's Jessica. Although we had many varieties of different kinds of cats, so I guess maybe
Most of us have one thing in
everybody
common: we love our cats.
Can everybody grab their sympathy?
I grab my bunny, but she's not like that. She doesn't like to be picked up. Oh, there you go.
There you go. What about the squirrels?
No squirrels. Oh my gosh. Who else? Well, I guess I'll talk really quick. I had a great time with this show. I have to say it was a lot different for me, and I think for a lot of us it was, because it was, I don't know if it's the topic or the time of year or just everything combined, but like, I mean, obviously for me, I had kind of a specific thing that I was doing mine around, but also just, it was very personal. Like the idea of creature comforts, the idea of something that is, that makes you feel at home, that makes you feel comfortable, is very personal, regardless of how you look at it. So I felt like that was something that had us in a little bit of a different mind space for this one. But I really enjoyed that. It was a different type of exploration, and I have to say I was a lot less organized and like ahead of things this time. And I don't know if that was part of it as well, but I kept kind of going back and forth on what I wanted to do. And then you guys know I ended up switching halfway through just because my inspiration changed. But it really was worthwhile. And even though I switched, I don't regret any of the process. I still have like a bunch of tables here that I was going to be painting in the beginning. But I'll save that for another project. Like you guys said, I will also be itching to do something after this. So probably be those. People will be getting tables for Christmas this year.
You're like one of the most organized people. Sorry, your echo.
No, you're not.
You're like one of the most organized people I know.
Thank you. Lisa.
Can't tell. That.
Hi,
Here's Renee. Thank you.
That is so hard to believe, but I really appreciate that because I'm glad if I am that is helpful always. Who wants to go next? Who hasn't gone? Mina, Meg, anyone?
I'll do it. For me, after this, I'm gonna start working on a project that it's called Stay Woke, and it's basically a fundraiser where we were giving a plastic cup, and you're supposed to personalize it and then give it back, and there's gonna be a fundraiser where people are going to be able to bid on the pieces, and all that money is going to go to a good cause. It's in Pilsen, and it's going to be great. There's going to be, I think, 100 artists there.
That's awesome, right now.
I guess I haven't gone yet. Yeah, this show was awesome. This is my second time doing it. I wasn't going to do it at first because I thought it'd be super busy, which, of course, when is anybody not, right? So, but it had a lot of fun, and I remember feeling like I got a lot of stuff done after the first show that I did. So this time was similar. We're like, okay, trying to, do your best on this project, and then comes to today, I feel, like everybody's work was so awesome. So very satisfied with my piece, I guess. But what am I going to do next? I don't know, but I feel like doing something. So yes, thanks for doing this show, yo.
So fun. I agree. Meg, you have a question. Kelly,
Ew.
I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. She said, Meg, your piece looks great. How did you tackle the rework in the middle?
First, I cried. I had a meltdown, and then I just honestly went into auto mode and rethought the whole way I was painting a cat. I don't know. I had to step back and just completely not do what I did the first time. I don't know how
Meg,
to
you're
describe
used to
it
more
otherwise.
Painting humans and objects and stuff like that too, right? Fur wasn't super familiar to you.
Yeah, I really don't think I've done an animal. And I think we all felt maybe the time of the year, right? And work and everything, we were super busy, and I rushed the process and I rushed the process.
But it turned out so
happened.
good. I actually love your final piece, so I think it turned out great. I feel like the process is always needed. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But yeah, I was not paying attention, rookie mistakes, you need to step back and just reabsorb and look at what the heck you did.
More importantly, how did Fred feel about it?
It took a lot to make him pose that long. No.
Would you do animals again? Or do you feel like after trying fur and different facial features that animals have,
I mean, I would
go back
I
to
would
doing
do it
humans?
again. I don't know. Now I'm like, oh, should I paint all of my animals that I've ever had?
There you go. Lou would be
Am
awesome.
I gonna do Mort? Poor Mort. He's number 2.
Not interested.
He's not as handsome. No, I do. Mort is cute though. I'm like, maybe Mort needs one. I just don't want cats hanging up all over my house. I'm already 41 and single.
Oh my gosh, Frank. Nothing wrong with cats. Nothing wrong with pets. Look how many of us were inspired by our pets.
No, we love them. We love them.
Kristen, will you make more pillows based on your cats?
Sorry, what?
Will you be making a series at all of your like cat-inspired pillows?
Oh, I definitely could. I mean, I have 2 others.
That's such a good idea.
That would be so cute.
It's an army of cat-inspired pillows.
I want one of them.
I did initially think about doing more than one, but didn't really have the time for it. So maybe one of these days.
I just want to
For
touch it.
Christmas, you'll be doing all of these.
Yeah.
Megan asked another question to any of us. Did you get distracted at all midway through by a different creature comfort? No
Yes.
more?
Yes.
Okay. Please share.
I get distracted very easily. My phone, I would say, is sadly a creature comfort. Also a distraction and addiction. So I like get, anytime that's near me, I immediately will like pick it up and start doing stuff. A soft blanket if I smell popcorn, if a TV show comes on, if it's Tuesday or Wednesday or sometimes Thursday and it's summertime and Big Brother is on, that also is a creature comfort. The list just goes on and on.
I don't know about anybody else, and I don't know, I think everyone secretly does it, but ever since quarantine really started, TikTok has been an unfortunate creature comfort of late for me. It's extremely addicting, and you think you've only been on it for 10 minutes, and then you get like the warning, like, oh, sorry, you spent too much time on this. You need to get off. And that's definitely been pretty bad. I'm trying to think if there's any other bad habits I've had. I don't know. I could scroll my phone for hours if no one stopped me, for sure.
It's a funny point, though. I feel like creature comforts can definitely be a bad thing, too. I don't think any of us went that route, but think about it. They can be bad habits as well. But I think we all focused on more positive ones that kind of help us in our lives. And any of them do to some extent, at least, right? Peyton says she loves your outfit, Jimena.
Thank you.
After 5 Studios says, Lisa, do you talk to the third person?
It talks to me.
Oh my gosh. Is it right? Like it's over in front of your computer screen. Actually, we can't see it right now. It's in front of you. Oh my gosh.
I should have put it up. Damn.
That would have been hilarious. Oh my God.
I actually have a question for you, Lisa, because your video was so creative. Just the way that you portrayed it. Did you spend and I know like some of us focus more on the video and some more on the artwork. Your artwork was amazing. But I'm like, how long did that video take you to like come up with all of the, I'm sure you like storyboarded it and everything too. But did it take you longer to do the video or the piece?
It's a good question. Because every time we begin like this kind of show, I'm super organized in my head in the beginning because I'm actually really excited to learn more video and stuff like that. And I try to make the music for the video. Like that's honestly the reason why I like doing the show is the video. But so had it planned, try to make a storyboard. Didn't happen. Nothing actually happened because planning is probably, I'm realizing, is not good for me. Doesn't work. So I thankfully had a vacation last week for a week. So I was trying to figure out what my piece was about and then go backwards from what room I was supposed to be in, overthink everything and then make something up from that. And then try to connect like what would everybody else understand that I'm trying to say at least. So
that's your process generally, or just this time?
No, just process of no process of hoping for things and then having no time. So trying to figure out how long it's going to be and then fill the gaps of what I'm supposed to show, like my name or what I do probably, and what my piece means, and then fill in the gaps with everything else.
It was
So-
like you made a piece of art and then you made another piece of art with that video. That was gorgeous.
Thank you. Appreciate
That
it.
was unbelievable.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
if you just love doing the videos, Lisa, you can help me with mine. Like,
You know what? To be honest with you, I've been thinking about, because I know there are some people that really enjoy the video and some that enjoy the making the art more. Like, I feel like it would be awesome to do some sort of teamwork. So we do a combo with the video people and the art people. I did something like that in college and I completely forgot about it until I think I was looking at your video, Lisa, and I was just like, she's a video person. Like, she loves this.
I wish.
I know not all of us do. But I mean, there's like definitely people that are more into that side of things than like the physical creating things. So I find that super interesting. I think it's a good idea for one day, possibly, if anyone's down for it.
Cool. Very fun.
Lisa, you have another question. Lisa, you mentioned you like to create music too. Do you have anything released?
No.
You have your Chii for All videos released. I know you make your own sound
These
and
two-
everything, right?
Yeah, I try to make the music, but unfortunately, like in the videos, that's the last thing I have time for. So I'm like, you know, but I used to jam with friends in our little band. Nothing out there.
What do you
So-
play? I didn't even know.
Dabble with piano, guitar, and drums, whatever.
Nice.
So for the video, it's mostly like mixing just different sounds, like recording, tapping on stuff because I don't have a drum. So stuff like that.
I love that. I forgot what question we were on before this that we got distracted by. Who have we not asked? Who have I not picked on? Jimena, you're so quiet this time. So tell us about the squirrels, Jimena. Since nobody has asked yet, I'm sure it's been on their minds, but they forgot because the squirrels are an interesting story, yes?
Yes, of course. I think anyone that knows me knows that I haven't been going out a lot during these past 8 months. So I was craving some contact. And since I was not going out, I was not seeing my friends. My family lives in a different country. So the closest thing that I had to contact with something living was the squirrels. And hey, I talk to them, everything it's fine. I feed them. It's perfect. I think if they start talking back to me, then that's when we're gonna have a problem. But so far, they haven't said anything. They just eat the food that I leave out, and they're like really happy about it. I've been learning about them a lot of things. There was one that was like screaming for me to come out and feed them. I don't know. I just like animals in general, and from where I come, we don't see a lot of like wildlife or wild animals. Like squirrels for me are very exotic. Like, whoa. The most exotic thing that I would say we have, it's like sewer rats, and obviously those things are gross, so I wouldn't even feed them or touch them or anything like that. So squirrels are like, I feel like, I don't know, like Snow White or something like that. You know, I feel like I'm gonna start singing and they're gonna come to me and they're gonna like grab my robe and do things and clean the house for me or something like that. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but again, I had to find a way for me to not go crazy.
I love your imagination, Mena. I think that's why you're so
Thank
good
you.
with plushies and creating so many cute things.
Yeah.
Megan asks, do you think your love for plushies comes from your love of animals?
Yes. Ever since I was a child, I loved plushies. I had a collection, well, an army of raccoons. Plushies, obviously, not alive. And I've always loved animals. My only issue with them is that I'm very allergic, so I cannot have pets. I cannot have a dog or a cat or anything like that because I would die and my husband would die too. And I think that's also why I'm so fixated on plush stuff because I can have plush and I can make it myself and I can create it and give it a personality and just I don't know, just hugging one of them like this guy, like having him around just makes me feel good. Like at night I sleep with a plushie. I know, I'm like 30 something and I'm still like married and I still like sleep with a plushie. Yes, I do. And I don't care.
I do too, Jimena.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I love animals and I love plushies. That's it.
I love it. Peyton has a question as well. She said, what was your favorite part of the process this round for Chii for All? I think that's for any of us. I gotta think about that for a second.
Mine would be my like coming out of the fog and the awakening and meltdown, and it led to.
It's so, isn't it so funny how that like that is part of the process usually though? There always needs to be some sort of a crazy something that happens that just you can't take it anymore and you have to put it down.
Came back to like the right planet. I don't.
And then you need a creature comfort,
Yeah.
and then you're back to your process.
We were all just comforting ourselves this entire time. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite part. I think I mostly internalized and thought a lot and sketched a lot, but I didn't actually like start working on the actual canvas until pretty late in the game. Like I know I started that way too late, but I had so many things, like so many sketches and ideas of different things that I wanted to do, and I just kept kind of I don't know. My process was weird this time. So I don't know if it's a favorite part, but I think there was a lot of internalizing and just sketching and thinking, holding my creature comforts. Pretty much that's about it.
I have to say that my favorite part it's the end because you get to see the final piece. I do enjoy creating and thinking, but it's also a lot of stress. So sometimes I don't really have the time to focus and like really chill and enjoy that process. And right now I do. I'm like, okay, everything is done, it's finished. I can enjoy, I can sit down, I can relax. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to worry about anything. Again, I enjoy the ride, but now at the end of it, it's like, yes. So that's my favorite part, the end.
I think I'm very different, or I like the beginning. And for me personally, I really branched out this time for this show because I'm terrified of my sewing machine. I prick myself all the time with like sewing needles and like diving into a project where I just embroidered a whole coat. The fact that I didn't really know what I was doing kind of was comforting. It's its own creature comfort, I guess. I was like, there's really no expectations. I'm just gonna wander around Joann's until I find something that I like. And so I just was kind of like a little kid again. And I was like, any fabric that excites me a little bit, I'm gonna get it. So I got a lot of shiny, pretty, glow in the dark fabric, sequins that like excited me, like things that just made me feel like a kid again. I was like, I'm gonna buy this and then I'll figure it out when I get home. And that's kind of what I did. And just kind of figuring stuff out, like I said, and just being like, oh, I can make this shiny if I could. And it was just very relaxing and very just comforting that it had like kind of almost no expectations. I'm just going to have fun with this. But yeah, I do love to shop one, but like, yeah, any shiny fabric, I love it. And I had to get it. And definitely the beginning is a lot of fun for me, just to experiment a lot. So.
That's awesome. I love that you had fun with it. I feel like that's the best kind of project. And I felt like it was something very different for you, but I don't know. From your video, I got the sense that it was very kind of like an emotional process for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true, or was I just kind of reading into it?
No, I feel like it was very emotional, just because I love to read, and like I feel like everyone kind of had like the same feeling. Like I want to be comforted. I want to like. I personally like I love to like read a book, and I love like really like fun words and things. And I was like, I want to take all these sequins and all these gems and all this fun fabric and this shiny stuff and just kind of throw it on a coat. And I feel like, in an emotional way, I guess it makes me feel like what art was as a kid. And of course, we're all adults now, and this is how we make money. So you kind of like have to like cut those emotional ties a little bit. But for this project in particular, for me, it was like, no, fun only, shiny stuff only, sparkly, sequiny things only. No math, taxes, professional stuff. This is just fun. So in a way, that was pretty emotional for me, I'd say.
I love that. That's what this is all about for me. That's like encapsulates everything. Thank you for sharing that.
I just loved your coat, Sarah. I felt like it just took you to a whole different like fantasy world, fun, like just enjoyable coat that tells a story no matter what angle you turn at it. Like it was so fun.
It was fun. I think I'm gonna this is my first Christmas out of like the house. I have my own Christmas tree. I'm gonna probably turn all that scrap fabric into like some ornaments so my tree isn't bare. So I'm kind of excited to dive into that a little bit. But yeah, this was really fun for me. I want to keep going with fabric, I think. See what happens.
Should film your process of that.
I think I might. And if you guys want a Christmas ornament, like a Christmas mushroom ornament, I'll make you one.
Yeah.
You know it'd go on my tree.
Let's do a workshop.
Yes, I'll do it.
Christmas ornaments.
Don't test me. I will do it.
I'm not testing. I'm serious.
I love the butterflies on your coat. When you were showing them, they were moving, so it was very like
that was
real.
That was a lot of fun for me too. Was the day of the day like the coat was just finally done. I was praying for like an October day, you know, where like the sun's all shiny, but it was really overcast, but it was very windy too. And so like the wind was just kind of like moving the butterflies, and I was like, oh, it looks like they're real. How cute. And they're shiny, and they're just shiny and golden, and I love that. It's fun. They were a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. I did a few other things, but definitely the butterflies were one of my favorites on the coat.
So many fun things. I had a question for Kristen. Actually, you got married in the middle of this. I don't even know how you decided to do this show while planning a wedding, but how did that go for you? How did it impact you? Because I know you did the last one with us too. I guess how did it impact? How is it different? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I definitely thought I was going to have more time than I ended up having. There were some like random things that would come up that I'd have to run out for wedding planning, and So the project this time definitely wasn't like towards the top of my to-do list like it was last time. And this time around, I also missed out on a lot more of our artist chats. So this is really the first time I'm seeing a lot of what anybody's worked on. But it was still really nice to have that piece to go back to and work on, because I find like making and embroidery in particular really relaxing too. So it was kind of a nice way to de-stress, even though in the end it did end up being a little like, oh, I have to get this done now. So I don't know, it was a little more hectic, but I'm still glad that I worked on something for this show despite that. So.
And you actually finished, and it looks great. And you have something for your home now, which is awesome. Peyton says the wedding was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us were doing a little drawing, a live drawing event the night before your wedding. We were talking about you a little bit.
Yeah, because that was on Halloween.
Yeah, it was. Who else? You guys, if you have any more questions, please ask them. I have more questions, so I'll just keep asking mine otherwise. Jessica, this was a first for you. And I guess how did you find this? I know you said it was kind of like having some incentive like in college. I guess, how did you get inspired by this, and how was this a little bit different for you than, I guess, something that you would do for a client or for an assignment?
I kind of just thought, that's a tough question. So I just kind of did whatever I wanted, basically. Whenever you said, oh, creature comforts, I immediately thought of my cats, and I was like, well, it's kind of cool, so I'll do something with cats. And I was looking around at like different artwork for inspiration, and I stumbled across Smooch's work, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. And I just kind of threw myself into that, and it turned out to work really well. I don't know, I kind of was flying by the edge of my seat with the project, but
That's awesome. I thought you would have been like a fan for a long time of his style of work.
I always have been, but I kind of forgotten about it these last couple of years. Like, I don't know, I've been so busy with other stuff that I forgot about his work, and I was like, oh, that did inspire me a lot. And when I still do like illustrations for myself or whatever, I can definitely still see that in my style. But yeah,
I love that. And do each of the cats represent one of your own cats, like the personality and like the look of them?
Yeah, they do. I've had like so many, and I don't know. Each of them are kind of like bits and pieces of each cat I have too. But
do you pick your color palette before you start sketching, like in advance? Because I loved all the colors you were using for each piece.
Yeah, so I picked I just picked like these muted basic colors, and I was like, okay, I like this blue, or I like this kind of like red tone, or this like yellow gold. And I was like, okay, these are going to be my main three colors, and I'm just going to work from there and see what works. And you could tell I did change my mind on a few things throughout the process, but I stuck with it pretty well.
Yeah,
I love your expressions too. The cats are just
Thank you.
in a daze.
And the little mouse in the hand or in the paw.
Yes,
and the yarn.
She worked hard to catch that.
Yes, all the details were awesome. All the little things you hidden in
Thank
the
you.
drawings.
So yeah, cute. I loved it too. And now that you mentioned that you change your colors a little bit, I think that's also an important thing to keep in mind. Once you're working on something and you have your colors set and you're working on it and you think it's not working, it's okay to change. Like, you're not married to anything. You can always change it.
Yeah.
Unless it's something, I don't know, like a fabric that you already like have, but
Well,
maybe you
originally-
can swap it for something else.
Yeah, and originally for my drawings of the cats as well, they didn't have hair. But as I was doing it, I was like, it's missing something. They need hair. So I just like, all right, do it. I don't care if it looks kind of silly, but it actually turned out looking a lot better than they would without it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
Because it
can't
gives
even
it more
imagine them without it.
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You're an amazing cosplay artist too. Just
Oh.
an FYI. When you shared your live, when we did a little live stuff.
Well, thank you.
Curious about your costume thing, but maybe that's another feed.
That'll be another time.
Next time, maybe that'll be
Yeah.
our theme. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Actually, you have like a ton of fun skill sets that I saw right off the bat from when I saw your work. I was like, there's cosplay and there's 3D stuff, which 3D impresses me so much because I'm just like, I want to know how to do that. Like 3D characters was amazing. So yeah, I am so curious to see more work from you. And I love that you like completely threw something I wasn't even expecting at us. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Everyone's work. Let's see, who have I not asked questions to yet? We don't have any more questions, I think, from what I'm seeing. Oh, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Is comfort a favorite muse, or is there another space you create most often from? Yes, I am getting Teams messages. I'm sad to quit on them, but I'm going to do it because I can't multitask right now. Sorry, I'll read Megan's question again. Is comfort a favorite muse, or is there another space you create most often from? I don't think comfort is usually my muse, I would say. I think something more that has conflict and something that causes me to like think on it a lot is usually more my muse. It's not usually comfort, and I think maybe that is why I struggled a little bit this time. It's interesting. I didn't even think about that. How about you guys?
I don't think I create ever from a comfortable space. I don't know. No.
Like a comfortable headspace or a comfortable physical space? Because I think they're different.
I think headspace. She's asking about like a muse.
I don't think it's a muse for me, but I like to be comfortable though. I like my art nook, you know, is like my most comfortable place in my apartment. Like it's my me zone. It's like I have like blankets that I wrap myself up in when I draw or when I do really much anything. Like I like to be in sweatpants and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have that space. Like you have to make wherever you're creating right for you. And like me, I have to, if I'm gonna do something and before I start my next project in here, I need to clean and like organize again and start over. Like it has to have a certain thing going on in the space, otherwise it's not gonna happen. But I don't know if I would necessarily say that comfort is necessary in my head. What were you gonna say?
I feel
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you guys always feel like when you start a project that you're problem solving, or is it more like, oh, I'm gonna figure something out that you are, I don't know, have a question about or something? Like the reason is like trying to figure it out.
Like right away, like do you like plan, or do you mean like by the seat of your pants?
By the seat of your pants, kind of like.
I feel like I kind of try to plan for a second, and then it's by the seat of my pants, and like I just try to make it work.
If I'm working digitally, I feel like I work more thoughtfully, and I think about stuff, and I feel like digitally you have to do that, especially if you're like working in layers and stuff. But if I'm ever painting or working with watercolor, then I'm just going crazy. I'm going to town. I'm just kind of letting whatever happen.
See, I'm
For
the
sure.
opposite because I feel like once you like mess up, like this time I messed up a huge part of my painting, and that killed me. Where I was like telling him, like, I wish I did digital this time because it would have been like saved. It wouldn't have been like painting over so much of like a thing. That's interesting though. Like maybe it's because of what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out really great though, Meg.
Yeah.
Maybe you needed that to get there.
Yeah, oh for sure.
I feel like for me, I am a combination. So like I feel like some of my strongest projects come from a place of comfort. Like I loved painting. So my first project for this was painting landscapes, but then I took it to an uncomfortable setting and I'd never done it on masks and that terrified me. So I wanted to bring a comfort to that. My second project, I love antiquing. So why not take metal that I don't know how to work with and then make it into an instrument that should play? Don't know how that worked. Put it into an uncomfortable situation. Then this third one, I love animals. I have never done digital drawing. I just got an iPad a month and a half ago, and now I'm drawing animals on an iPad in a very uncomfortable situation. So I feel like the idea, I guess my muse is from a level of comfort, but then I put it in a very uncomfortable situation for me so then I can grow as an artist and see where my idea takes me. I think that's usually what happens.
I
Everyone's
think
different.
when we walk, like we work in different spaces, right? You work in digital, or then you work in like the manual space, right? And like, it's just, it's funny to me. Like when I'm doing a painting, is I'm so used to working during work hours, and I'm like, where's the undo button? Like that's what I look for all the time when I actually switch over to like act paint, right? And it's so funny.
There's something I've noticed because I use Procreate a lot. That's like my main thing to sketch on. And I know, Natalie, you're starting to play with Procreate now, and Jessica, you use Procreate. Ever since I started playing with Procreate, you could like double tap to undo, and I will be drawing with pen and paper, and I'm like double tapping. I'm like, why isn't it going away? Or I'll try to zoom in on a piece of paper. It doesn't work. It's paper, Sarah.
I have done that multiple times.
It's embarrassing.
Or I'm like painting on a scale and I just see my face like zooming in and I'm like, Natalie, what are you doing? Thank God I'm alone. Like
I know, I wish we could like mesh everything together. It'd be like the most beautiful thing in the world for art.
Yes.
But I mean, you have the freedom to play, which is nice. I feel like that's the amazing part about it. It's just kind of the problem solving in between, figuring out how they actually work together. Any more questions? Do you guys have any questions that you would like to ask each other after having this couple months together working on these projects?
I want Kristen to make another pillow.
Yes, I agree with that. I have plenty of fabric left over, so it might happen. It was fun to work on.
Would you consider other like home textile type of things? I mean, I know last time yours was more like actual pieces that would just be for art, but this was more of a usable home item. So I guess, do you have a preference between the two?
I don't know. I've made a quilt before, so I've done a couple of usable, functional items. I think the next thing I kind of want to try is tapestry, because part of what inspired the pillow was this tapestry artist that I saw on Instagram who played with a lot of different textures. And I have absolutely no idea how to do tapestry work, but I kind of use textile art as a way to just experiment and kind of figure things out as I go, because every time I work with fabric and stuff, it's always something that I've never done before, really. This is the only pillow I've ever made. And this was my first time trying to embroider with yarn like that. So kind of like what Sarah was talking about earlier, it's a fun way to just kind of go with the flow, I guess, and see what you can make. So I definitely do like working with textiles. So there will be more of them.
Awesome. That is exciting. I guess question for all of you guys, how has your creative journey been throughout this year? And I know not everyone's been in like all of our shows this year, but I'm sure you've had some type of creative journey outside of, you know, whatever you do for your day job. How do you feel you've evolved in the past year, either mentally in terms of how you're creative and how you consider yourself as an artist, or technically with your skills or any of that? How do you think you've evolved over this year? Difficult question.
I forgot that other show was this year. I feel like it was last year. That's weird.
I know. It's
I mean, I know we all don't want 2020, but goodness, don't.
Yeah. I think I'm still glad doing that last show with you guys broke like almost a 2-decade thing for me of not doing anything except work. So
that's huge, Meg.
it was huge.
You studied painting, or what was your major?
I mean, visual communication design, but like every elective I could take was like painting and drawing throughout college. So I kind of was to the point where I had to just graduate and there was no more money left to dick around. And, you know, graphic design was the job.
I think that's a lot of us, right? Like you don't, I don't know. I had no clue what I was going to do getting out of college. I mean, I moved around enough during college, switching my majors and like then switching in between art majors. But I didn't know, I thought I was going to go work in the video game industry and make, you know, do character design. And then I randomly got an internship doing toy design, and it somehow led me here. So it's interesting, the process. I feel like it's never as intended, but there's a lot to learn from anything that you do.
Yeah, our industry is like there's so many avenues now. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel, Renee? Because I think you initially started wanted to do these shows like pre-video, right? You wanted to do live, and then COVID happened. How do you feel about how it's going, and what will you do, hopefully, when stuff gets better?
I hope to bring you guys along with me when things get out of. I don't actually think it's going out of the online world. I think like virtual shows are still gonna be very much prevalent. And I'm glad that we started this way, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. I think this was a perfect way to start, and this just pushed us in this direction, which I'm grateful for. I think I still will want to pursue, you know, like a physical gallery event, something regular for all of us to be able to do. So I don't know exactly how that's going to happen yet. I'm looking into some different things, and I've gotten advice from different people on how to kind of look into that once the world opens up again, to kind of normal-ish life. Yeah, I think that's still that's still possible for us for sure. But I definitely want to continue doing virtual shows and, you know, just any type of event or anything I can do with you guys to keep doing art. Honestly, I really enjoy it, and it pushes me to be better as an artist. And I mean, I've grown such great relationships with all of you through this, just doing something that we all really enjoy. It's completely different from work. Not that, I mean, I have great relationships at work too, but I feel like this is something where we're all kind of driving this. And we know what we want from it, and we're choosing to be here and do this and like push ourselves together. And I think that's an awesome thing that I just want to keep experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you.
I'm so
sorry.
Sorry,
real quick.
It's so hard.
Sorry, I think you
go.
I think you lead it well, and I think you bring that energy into this group very well. Very like relaxing, but very productive. Anyway, okay, go.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's so hard digitally, but I'm just so thankful that I was invited in and I've just met all of you, because this has just been so much fun, and really this show has kind of helped me get through this year. I feel like my personal art, like outside of like a 9-to-5, is kind of driven by like my emotional moods sometimes, and like obviously I feel like we all kind of taken an emotional hit at least a little bit this year. You know, it's been rough, I think, for every human being out there. But like this show and like talking with you guys every week and like being able to like make something at the end of this show has just kind of helped propel me a bit more forward and kind of push myself creatively. That's the word. This year. So I'm just so thankful, and I'm excited to do it again. I know we're taking a bit of a break after this one, but I'm excited to see you guys all in 2021, where things will hopefully be a little bit better. So
only for the holidays. We'll do some stuff. We'll do some fun things in between, I promise.
I do love when you talk about the least, like, oh, if we go to like the physical space thing. I think when people watch these though, to see the process, and I think we've talked about this in past shows, to see the video, right, and see what you guys all go through is like, that's huge to show. And I do love that part of the virtual.
Yeah, and all of us are not video experts. Some of us came in with a little skill, and some of us came in with like nothing, like basically just learning how to figure out how to put something together on different different levels of programs. But I feel like that's really just a testament to how much each of us really, like how much this work means to us, that we are willing to record our process and to, you know, put it together in a meaningful way that makes sense to people. And yeah, I love that part of it. And it is a challenge for sure for me, for someone who doesn't come from that background at all. And I know for a lot of us, but I think it makes it worthwhile at the end to be able to have that and show more about our work than just the final piece, but like what went into it and who we are while we're going through this and doing this, I think speaks a lot. So that's a really good point, Meg. And it's something I hadn't done before this year, so I'll count that as another another growth point for the year.
Yeah, I would say for me, oh, sorry, Lisa, keep cutting each other. That these shows, just like in general, when I was reflecting back on like 2020, and like how Sarah said, it just has sucked. But this show has definitely like pushed me to think of different avenues that I could pursue, try different skills that I've put in my back pocket and see if I can pull them out again and see if I can rework something new. And I was looking just over the collection of shows, the collection of personal work that I've been doing as like side projects just for me. And I honestly think 2020 has been my most productive year of just stuff. Like from, like I said, the shows, personal projects, Instagram challenges. As much as like 2020, the quarantine has been like sad and it's taken away so many things, the one thing that it has like given me was time, and I'm like so incredibly happy to have now be able to look back and reflect on 2020 and be like, I like used that time. Like I didn't just let it slip away, and this show is one huge point of that, and I'm like so happy to do it and do more.
Nat, you've done more in this year than I've done in my life.
That is not true, Meg.
Yes, it is. I'm like, she's my go-getter. She's like, I'm like, how are you even? Do you have sleep?
No.
You have killed it this year. Oh my God.
Thanks, Meg.
Definitely. Seriously, you guys, I think honestly, everyone here, I can say for sure, you've all accomplished like so many things this year just from watching you, whether you've been, you know, a part of this group for 1 or 2 or 3 shows. Honestly, you've all grown, and I have been privileged to watch that, and it's super exciting for me because I mean that's what this is all about. We're growing together, which makes me happy. So I'll ask one more question because we've been on for a while.
Fearless leader.
What are you guys looking at next? What's coming for you in 2021? And I guess as a creative, as an artist, like anything really that comes to mind, what has this inspired you to do, or what has the year inspired you to do? Go for it, Jimena.
Okay, so after the shows that I've done with you guys, I decided to finally open my shop so I can start selling my little plushies.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. I will be one of your first customers for sure.
Yeah, hopefully.
I thought you were already doing that with the After 5. I didn't know that you weren't.
Oh, and by the way, sorry,
well,
I have
it's
to
just
plug you right now.
Go ahead.
Your After 5, can we put it in the chat? Somebody put it in the chat, please. The link to your app that just came out. Jimena and After 5 Studios just released a huge app with how many different artists? 54.
54. Well, more than 54 if you count all the talent that we have. We have a guy that did all the boys. That's his thing. So he's also an artist in a way. Obviously, the back end, the developers, Christian and myself, which we are a part of After 5 Studio.
I mean, you
we're the
got all these people
masterminds behind
together.
it.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I will. Yes, it is crazy. Just trying to manage 54 people, it's insane. So that's why when we were doing this one, it feels so different because it's less people and you get to see the faces, even though it's through a camera and everything. With some of the artists that we work with, because they live in different parts of the world, it's not as easy. But it has been great. I will add that link to the chat.
Please do. I want everyone to see it. I still have yet to get it on my phone, but I've seen the artwork for it, and it's amazing.
It really is, Mena. That's such like an awesome accomplishment.
Thanks.
I know. I looked it up and I was like, I thought she was already. I thought After 5 was already making the toys.
Well, After 5, we do make toys, collectibles, but as Jimena, as myself, I do plush. So with After 5, it's more plastic and experiences, and with Jimena, it's plushy, it's cute, it's soft, you know?
It's very you. Kawaii plushy things.
It is.
I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
Do you already have like a name, and do you have a website? Do you have anything that you can share about it yet, or is this just still in the works? Okay.
Not yet.
Next time.
Not yet. But I mean, one thing that I can say is that some of the pieces that I've done for this show, I think those are the pieces that I'm going to be starting with, you know, because I already did the job, created the patterns, I know how to make them, and some of them were very popular, like the pizza and the tacos. Like people were like, "Oh, can I get a taco, please?" Or can you change it and not put like pineapple? Sure, I can do whatever you want. Just ask for it.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah.
You would take commissions through your.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want me to post your Facebook link to the app that you put in group chat or group me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jimena, for sharing that. I've so many cool things that you guys are doing. Who else wants to share what's next for you? Even if it's something small, I just want to hear from everyone before we go.
I want to work on like more character models. I've kind of fallen out of that a little bit. I was doing a lot. I was challenging myself earlier this year when quarantine began. I was like, oh yeah, for as long as this lasts, I'm gonna do like one a week. That burns out really quick. So I only did a few, and I want to get back on it and start doing some more again.
That's awesome.
I'd like to do, well, when I joined you, the second show, I always loved figures, and I haven't done that in a really long time. And I wasn't going to jump back into that the first show. So I keep thinking like I would like to just get back into that one more and take a vacation.
For me, after playing with all this fabric and stuff and just trying to like figure out my sewing machine a little bit more, it's more of a personal goal. Is I want to be able to alter clothes a little bit more. I love to shop. It's such like a brain, like mindless sort of a thing, is just kind of shopping for clothes, and I've been able to do it. But I was like, you know what? There's nothing really stopping me from like taking all this fabric and just trying to like either alter clothes I already have or try to like make some more little fun things here and there that I can just kind of show off in an everyday sort of way. So I think I'm going to try to do that a little bit more, for sure. I'm kind of excited. Make some scrunchies or something, you know.
And you can use your sewing machine and it's not scary.
No, it's really badass and sort of independent to kind of know my way around a sewing machine, for sure.
Definitely.
And film it. I want to learn After Effects because all that type you guys put on your video, like, is awesome. I was trying to. I think I had 2 moments of.
Effects?
I'm sorry?
You don't even use After. Lisa, how do you make your videos?
So I'm still a little like not 100% sure. I know like cool stuff is on After Effects, like the type and stuff you can do. I'm not 100% sure when I watch people's videos, is that in After Effects? But every time I see you guys' like awesome typography happen, I'm like, I want to do that. So I was trying to do this, learn it for this project, but I didn't have time. So the 2 moments I have time, which is actually taken from my first video, was in Premiere. But that is my goal for learning, is like I do the type stuff you guys do. I'm not even sure what else you can do on After Effects.
A ton of stuff. I'm just surprised that you weren't using it to begin with, because I thought you were.
I'm literally sitting here mind blown. Like, you make those like high quality videos and you don't use After Effects, because I thought the whole entire time you did. Like, I'm literally here, a novice in After Effects, going, I hope this looks fine. Like, maybe. And Lisa's just here.
No, it's looking up on YouTube. Like, using Premiere, don't really know how to use it. It's my second time using it. And looking up on YouTube how to slow things down, how to do this or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Google's my best friend too. It answers all my questions.
Yeah, Google. I like Premiere though. I don't know.
What did you guys use for your videos?
I did Premiere.
I did iMovie.
I'm gonna say that I used Premiere Rush, just because using Premiere, I feel like it's for big projects, like for movies or TV shows, like, and for me it was more I need to make it quick, and it has to be simple, and it has a lot of presets, so that helped me a lot. I use After Effects. I don't really use Premiere. I feel like Premiere it's more for editing your video, and After Effects it's for all the details or all the typography. If you're gonna be like doing crazy effects or stuff like that. Um, I like After Effects, but I just think it's too much work. Um, if there's something for me that it's gonna be easier to use, I'm gonna use it, which is Premiere Rush, because it's like the baby that After Effects and Premiere had, like the bastard baby that doesn't know like how to do anything other than look good.
That's it.
That's Premiere. Yeah.
I love what you guys do in After Effects though, and then I'm like, but I'm always like, what's the easiest thing I can do? Because I never did this before.
See, you
The
guys,
rush is good.
I don't know. I think because I learned After Effects in college, and I completely lost the skill. I mean, this was forever ago. I didn't know anything. But then when we started this, I was just like, that's the only thing I like semi ever knew how to use. So to me, when I open Premiere Rush, I'm like, what is this? I don't know what to do in here. So After Effects was actually just easier for me. So that's what I use.
I totally agree with you, Renee. In college we had to make like an animation, and I was so terrified that my friends like literally had to help me because I could not figure out After Effects at all. Didn't even try Premiere. Didn't even know of any other video like editing types of things. So then when we're like, we have to make a video because we're doing a virtual show, it like drew flashbacks to college, and I'm like, I have to learn After Effects and actually do it. I can't rely on anyone to help me through this. So Google became my best
anyway.
I did, and I'm much further, which was one of my goals, to like learn After Effects. And I am still nowhere near to where I want to be, but I can at least do basic things. So that's exciting.
No, it blows my mind what you guys can do in that. I just remember like when I was in college, we were still in like freehand and Quark Express. Like I don't even know if Illustrator was a big thing yet. Like how bad is that? I don't even remember an animation.
I think you're younger than me, so I was in Quark too.
Yeah.
And for me, I also have to say that I got help from Christian. He usually helps me out with the music. He is very musical. He is or was a musician. So for me, when I'm editing a video, I edit without any sound or any music. And he's like, you cannot do that. You have to have like your sounds. Otherwise, how can you edit? And I'm like, because I'm a visual person, I don't know about like the music. So you do that and I'll do my thing. So that's how we usually work. Like one person does one part and the other person does the other part. And he is usually doing the music and editing the video because I mean, I suck at it.
You guys make a great team. I feel like you play off of each other's strengths really well. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Who didn't? Natalie, Kristen?
For 2021?
Yeah. What's next for you?
2021. Big things, big things. I'm getting married. If I don't get married in 2021, I don't even know. So
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. So 2021, I'm going to get married. So that'll be big. Hopefully going to go on a big trip and try to like adventure, go on, get some experiences. Critter Mingle will be launching. So please, please, please go to the Instagram. There is no profile picture. It literally just says Critter Mingle.
You have it already.
So just follow Critter Mingle, and more content will be coming there. I'm really excited about it. It's a very big passion project. I have to just like really get started on, and this was a really great touching point. I have more like personal projects that are coming in next year too, and of course the show. If we when, I should say when, not if, when we do more, I will do more. And yeah, just I'm hoping 2021 will be even more personal growth than 2020. That is my goal.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't have any big plans for 2021, but I do want to keep creating and working on personal projects because that's been really nice this year. Because after I graduated college, I kind of took a break from it when I started working in the real world and all that, and kind of forgot about my personal projects. So getting back into those with this show has been really nice, and I hope to keep that up.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Sarah, did you already? I can't remember. We've all been talking and I lose track.
I think I want to like dive into more like altering of clothes and stuff and things like that.
Yes,
for sure.
you did.
Renee, you need to go. It's your turn.
No. So I don't know if I have anything super specific, but I know that I definitely want to keep doing more of these. I want to figure out ways to make them better. I want to figure out ways to collaborate more with all of you, with people who can help us, with people who are interested in doing maybe other parts that we're not as strong at. Honestly, just growing our art community, I think would be an amazing thing for me in 2021. I do want to get us into a physical gallery, so we're going to make that happen. And I don't know what the lead time is for that kind of thing, but we're at least going to get signed on for one in 2021. And yeah, just meeting new artists and getting to do art with you. It's been like the greatest thing of my year, so I'm excited to do more of that next year. Yay! All right, you guys. Well, we will wrap it up unless anyone else has anything pressing that you want to include on this live stream, but I think we have covered just about everything. Yeah. All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for watching us. It has been awesome doing this show with this group of people. And I hope that you all will come and watch our next one, which is definitely happening. We are taking a little break during December for the holidays, but we'll definitely be doing some fun artsy things in between, and then coming back in January for to start off another show. So I'm excited to see you all at the next one. And thank you all. You guys are amazing artists. I have enjoyed working with you the entire year or however long I've been working with each of you. It's been a pleasure. So thank you. And congrats for all of the awesome accomplishments this year and just over the past couple months even. It makes this worthwhile for me for sure. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.